All right, get ready. We're diving deep into A Christmas Carol today,
Oh, nice.
exploring those themes you mentioned, social justice and that whole holiday spirit thing,
Yeah, yeah.
going right to the source, Dickens himself, with the original text.
Can't beat the original.
It always gets me how this novella, it's so short, but man, it just hits you.
It really does.
How Dickens do that, you know?
Yeah.
Create something so powerful, so impactful in such a small package.
Well, one thing that grabs me right away is how he just lays down the law about Marley's death
Oh, yeah.
from the get-go.
Dead as a doornail.
Exactly. That phrase.
Yeah.
It's not just, casual.
Right.
It's like he's making a point.
He wants us to know.
He really wants us to understand. Marley is gone, kaput.
For real.
No coming back from that.
It's like emphasizing it, right? Why do you think he does that?
Setting the stage.
Okay.
He's setting the stage for the supernatural.
The ghosts.
Let's think about, like, Hamlet, other ghost stories.
Yeah.
If there's even a hint of doubt about the ghost actually being dead,
Right.
the whole thing falls apart.
It wouldn't be as scary.
Exactly. The impact just wouldn't be there.
Right.
But by making Marley's death so certain, so final,
Unquestionable.
when he comes back as a ghost,
Oh, man.
it's way more
It
unsettling.
makes you think, what if it were me, you know? If
Yeah.
a ghost just appeared, would I even believe it?
Makes you question everything you think you know about reality.
Totally.
But okay, beyond the ghost stuff, Dickens also just paints this incredible picture of Scrooge himself.
He does.
He doesn't just say Scrooge is cheap. It's way more than that.
Yeah, it's visceral.
Right. It's like you can feel it.
Yeah.
The language he uses, it's so tangible, like hard and sharp as flint.
Solitary as an oyster.
Exactly.
Those are so powerful.
They're not just about money.
It goes deeper.
They make his being cheap, his miserliness, a part of who he is physically, like his body.
It's like his soul is showing.
Right, like his negativity, it's almost like seeped into his appearance.
Dickens wants us to see that coldness.
Not just hear about it.
Yeah.
And of course, got to mention that iconic humbug.
Oh, man. Humbug.
Right.
Such a simple word.
But coming from Scrooge,
It's loaded.
it becomes this whole philosophy.
Like, sums him up.
Exactly. Dickens, he was a master with words.
He really was.
And humbug, it's like Scrooge's whole worldview.
Just shuts down everything.
Right. Dismissive, cynical, anything good or joyful just doesn't exist for him.
Bah, humbug.
And you know what's interesting?
What's that?
That word, you see it change.
Oh, really?
As Scrooge changes throughout the story,
Well, I never thought about it that way.
it's like a little reflection of his transformation.
That's a great point.
Okay, so we get the Ghost of Christmas Past.
Yeah, he's a trip, right?
A little creepy.
A bit.
Dickens describes him as childlike, but also ancient.
That is a weird combo.
What do you make of that? Just trying to make him extra spooky.
Maybe, but it's more than that, isn't it? Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's about memory.
It's about time.
Think about your own childhood. Sometimes it's like yesterday, other times forever ago.
Yeah.
The Ghost of Christmas Past. He's both,
He embodies that.
like, he's reminding us that childhood isn't just happy memories.
Oh, yes, there's more to it.
It's the lost innocence, the missed chances, the choices we made that make us who we are.
All that baggage.
It's like, are we all just carrying that around?
The good and the bad.
Yeah, heavy stuff.
It makes you think.
It does.
And then we get Fezziwig, the complete opposite of Scrooge.
Oh, yeah, Fezziwig.
Hey!
He throws this huge Christmas party
Big bash.
full of joy, music, dancing, everything.
What's Dickens doing there?
It's got to be more than just a flashback, right?
Way more.
Like, what's he trying to show us?
I think he's showing us exactly what Scrooge is missing.
That connection.
Yeah, the joy, the human connection.
The party, the music, it's all so vibrant.
And it's all happening while Scrooge is just alone, miserable. Like, Dickens is saying, look, this could be you.
He's holding up a mirror to Scrooge, showing him the path he could have taken.
And he didn't.
Nope, went the other way.
But it's not just about personal choices, though, right?
Oh, it's bigger than that.
Because Marley's ghost, he warns Scrooge.
About those chains.
The chains he forged in life.
Why his actions.
Heavy stuff.
Those chains, they're symbolic, right?
Of what?
The burdens we carry because of what we do, good or bad.
Makes sense.
And you see those chains again later with the other ghosts,
Oh, right. Yeah.
especially the ones who regret not helping others in life.
Powerful image.
It's a reminder that we're all connected.
And what we do matters.
Exactly. Our actions, they have consequences.
It's like that saying, what we do in life echoes forever.
That's it. That's the one.
Okay, so Tiny Tim.
Ah, Tiny Tim.
Such a small character, but man, his words hit hard.
They do.
That scene where he says he hopes people see him in church,
I know that one.
because it might remind them of who made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
Always gets me.
Gets me too. So simple, but so profound.
You can almost see Scrooge starting to change when he hears it.
Yeah, his heart's softening a bit.
Makes you wonder, what impact could we have if we all lived with that kind of awareness?
That's a good question.
And that's what makes A Christmas Carol more than just a ghost story.
It's deeper.
It's a social commentary, too.
Oh, right.
Remember those figures, ignorance and want,
They were creepy.
clinging to the ghost of Christmas present?
Yeah, I remember them.
They're like these big, scary societal problems.
Like from Dickens' time.
Right, but they're still around today.
Yeah, that's true.
Poverty, lack of education, people just not caring.
It's scary.
And Dickens is saying, those things, they're way more terrifying than any ghost. He's saying, look around, these problems are real. They're happening right here, right now.
It's like he's shaking us by the shoulders, saying, wake up.
Exactly. And it's not just about seeing the problems. It's about taking responsibility. Remember how Scrooge is invisible when he's traveling with the ghosts?
Yeah, like he's there, but not really there.
He can see everything, but he can't interact.
A fly on the wall, witnessing everything, but unable to change anything.
Right, but even though he's invisible, he's still participating in a way.
How so?
Think about the scene at his nephew's Christmas party. He's playing along with the games.
Oh, yeah, he even guesses correctly.
Right. It's almost like a glimmer of the old Scrooge trying to break through.
It's a little funny, but also kind of sad.
It is.
Here he is, surrounded by warmth and joy, but he can't fully participate.
It really highlights the tragedy of his isolation.
His self-imposed isolation.
And this small act of engagement, it signifies a change that's already happening within him.
He's starting to change.
He's reawakening to the joy of human connection, even if it's just from a distance.
Interesting. But then the ghost of Christmas present, he doesn't hold back, does he? He threw Scrooge's own words back at him, those harsh words about decreasing the surplus population.
It's such a powerful moment. Scrooge is confronted with the cold, hard reality of his worldview.
He can't hide anymore.
No, he can't hide behind his wealth or his cynicism. He's forced to see the human faces behind those statistics.
Imagine being Scrooge in that moment. Having your own words, your own apathy thrown back at you like that. Talk about a wake-up call.
It's a brilliant literary technique that Dickens uses. He forces Scrooge, and us as readers, to confront the impact of our words and actions.
We can't just dismiss the less fortunate as surplus population.
No, we have to acknowledge their humanity and our shared responsibility.
Makes you think about the times we might have ignored injustice, or the times we might have said things without really thinking about the consequences.
It's a challenge for all of us, isn't it? To live with more empathy and awareness.
It is.
But it's never too late to change, just like Scrooge.
Exactly. And his transformation isn't just internal, it affects everyone around him.
He becomes a completely different person, especially towards Bob Cratchit and Tiny Tim.
His change is most evident in those relationships.
He doesn't just become generous. He becomes a true benefactor to the Cratchit family, ensuring they have what they need to not just survive, but thrive.
And he really takes to Tiny Tim.
Almost like a second father.
It's amazing how Dickens shows the ripple effect of one person's change of heart.
How Scrooge's transformation impacts not just himself, but everyone around him.
Beautiful. Okay, so on to the Ghost of Christmas Future.
This one's different.
Way different.
Unlike the other spirits, this one is shrouded in mystery, and get this, it doesn't say a single word.
Yeah, that was always the creepiest part for me. The silence is deafening.
Exactly. The silence, it just adds to the fear and uncertainty.
That makes it so much worse.
But it also forces Scrooge to face the potential consequences of his actions or inaction without any comforting words or guidance.
He's all alone.
Completely.
It's like he's wandering around in the dark, totally lost, and no one to help.
And to make things worse, Scrooge is confronted with his own grave.
Oh man, that's gotta be rough.
That's the ultimate reality check. To see how you'll be remembered or forgotten.
In Scrooge's case, yeah, pretty much forgotten.
It makes you think about your own life, your own legacy.
What will people say about me when I'm gone?
Will they remember you fondly? Or will it be like you never existed?
It's heavy stuff.
But it's an important question to ask yourself.
It is.
And for Scrooge, that confrontation with his own mortality, that's what finally breaks him.
It's like he just can't take it anymore.
He begs for another chance.
To change.
And he gets it right. A real Christmas miracle.
It is a second chance.
But his transformation, it's not just about being a good guy.
No, it's bigger than that.
It's about understanding how everything's connected.
Exactly. Our actions have consequences.
Like that butterfly effect.
Right. Even small acts of kindness, they can have a huge impact.
They ripple outwards.
And that's what makes Scrooge's change so powerful.
It's not just him.
He changes everyone around him.
He becomes this symbol of generosity, of compassion, the true spirit of Christmas.
It's a heartwarming ending.
It gets you every time.
Never gets old, and that's why A Christmas Carol is a classic.
It's timeless.
Dickens really knew how to tell a story.
He packs so much into this novella.
Ghosts, social issues, redemption.
And he did it all in such a short space.
Every word counts.
His language is so vivid, his characters unforgettable.
It's a masterpiece.
Agreed.
You can read it on so many levels.
A simple ghost story.
Or a deep look at what it means to be human.
And it still speaks to us today.
Maybe even more so now.
With everything going on in the world.
The need for social justice, for compassion, for change.
It's all there in A Christmas Carol.
So as we finish up our deep dive,
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Shoot.
What if you were visited by the three spirits?
That's a good one.
What would they show you?
What shadows would they reveal from your past?
Your present, your future.
What would your chains look like?
What regrets would you carry?
It's a question worth thinking about.
Especially now, during the holidays.
Maybe we can all learn something from Scrooge's journey.
Maybe we can all try to embrace that Christmas spirit,
Not just during the holidays.
but all year round,
It's a good reminder that it's never too late to change,
to make things right.
to spread a little kindness.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
Until then.